So Engin, Akcakoca, former chairman of Banking Regulation and Supervision Agency in Turkey, again, you know, the hard end of this kind of reform. What does Ukraine need to watch out for? What are the lessons that you bring to it from doing that job?
Speed and ownership. Can you hear? Speed and ownership. When I compare the fantastic things done in Ukraine with what we did in Turkey 15 years ago, the main difference I see was the commitment of finalizing the reforms in a very short period of time. No matter what. I've been coming to Ukraine on and off since 2009. And I've been trying to help the Ukrainians with bank capitalization, which is #1 pillar for a bank restructuring program, and now on NPL resolution, which for me is #5 pillar of a bank restructuring program. But when I look back, and I think we shared this with Katerina also, people like Katerina who want to do things right at the right time, in the right manner, which means quality, makes a change for the future of the country. Our crisis in Turkey cost $55 billion. We had to take off 50% of the banks from the system also. But when we decided to pass a law, for example, on Istanbul approach, which is your Kiev approach law that you passed last year, we made sure that there was an ownership for that law, and nobody touched to amend the law until it was enacted, as against to what happened here last year. Because of last-minute interventions, now you have only 6 debtors under this law. Whereas in Turkey, we had in 6 months, 300 plus names for more than $6 billion were restructured. Another issue. This was out-of-court voluntary restructuring. What about in-court restructuring? We still have IMF's recommendations of amending the bankruptcy law waiting to be enacted. Can you tell me how many debtors were declared bankrupt during the last 10 years in Ukraine? Is bankruptcy a threat on the debtors with bad will in Ukraine? But this perfect amendment to this law that was prepared by IMF experts is still waiting to be enacted. Write-offs. We are all fighting NPLs. We said, we recommended, everybody here recommended write-offs should be tax-exempt. Yes, yes, yes. Write-offs should not wait for the courts to declare the debtor as bankrupt for it to be tax-exempt. Where are we? We are still not there. Only tax dues, tax write-offs are tax-exempt. It's a weird concept. Okay, I'm coming now to the sale. This is the last tool of NPL resolution, sale of NPL. The stimulus or incentives, tax incentives that were provided for in the Kiev approach law does not exist anymore. Now we are working on private asset resolution companies law. Thanks to Taras, he was the first person to support me on that. that we are going to organize a disciplined approach to sales of NPLs by banks or from banks to asset resolution companies. I hope this law will pass without being tackled with until it is enacted. Please familiarize yourselves with this draft and bring your comments to the authorities if you have any. This is an important tool for NPL resolution. Thank you very much.